Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Black Sheep Oracle checking in one more time. Y'all already know what it is. We don't read feelings. We're all about timing. Okay? This is about positioning yourself to win, not giving yourself permission because you already got that. But check this out. Take what aligns and leave what does not. All right? Let's get into this message. Now, check this out, y'all. I've been ranting and raving. I haven't been on for a hot second, but I've been ranting and raving about this card deck that I purchased. Okay. And guys, this is really just about connecting with the Black Sheep community. This is not about a lot of woo woo, with tarot cards and all of that stuff. Right. This is just really about pulling cards and understanding, honestly, nothing in life is a coincidence. Right. Whether we started an action and it is the simple outcome of what we started, or if it is something that was bound to happen because it was just fated to get us to where we're going. Right. And so I've been ranting and raving about this card deck that I purchased, and I purchased it on a nostalgia kick. Okay. You'll see the picture. Right? It's the Garbage Pail Kids deck of cards, y'all. But the magical thing about it, this deck has been on point every single time I have pulled the cards. Okay? And today is no exception. All right. And so here's the crazy thing about it when I've been doing the readings. Right. So you'll see the last video, I believe we did 4 to 5 cards. But I've consistently I've decided on, I'm just going to be doing 3 card spreads. Right. Because at this point in the game for the Black Sheeps, we need direction so we can execute and get the outcome that we need to level up. That's really what this is all about. OK, 2026 is the year of the fire horse. OK. We talked about that in the podcast as far as what that means. And it's so crazy about how things are not a coincidence. It's like alignment that is going on right now, because 2025 represented the closing of a cycle, the ending of a cycle. A lot of math will be coming off and things like that, transformations and all of those things. And then 2026 in numerology is number 1, which is the year of initiation, starting over, beginning again. But it's about action, taking initiative to change and do things, right? No more talking, all action. But the freaky part about it is even the Chinese New Year aligned with this, because the Chinese New Year, their numerology is represented with animals. And 2026 is the year of the fire horse, which is all about execution. Okay. So everything that I'm talking to you guys about, I want you to know that 2026 is a year of execution. It's like no more talking, right? You got your plan. You should have your plan by now. If you don't have your plan, you're getting your plan together and you are ready to take off and put it into motion. Okay, so I'm saying all this because this is the second or third oracle reading that I've done in 2026. And this message aligns. I mean, it is crazy. All right. So the first card that we have here is the 4 of Wands. Okay. And the 4 of Wands, when I was checking it out, the 4 of Wands is all about you hanging out with your friends. Okay. It says this card calls for celebration. This is a time to get together with your friends and closest to you for fun. All right. Like having a nice session of hanging out with the people that have your back, looking back on everything you accomplished and thank the people who supported you in your time of need and help you get there. And let me tell you guys something. This card is very interesting right now because a lot of you are in 2 different places. Okay. A lot of you are still in that point or in that part of your journey where you had that cycle closed from last year, because God showed you what it was with people, right? And it's still in the beginning of the new year. And a lot of times when God show you people real face, it kind of leaves you stunned, because at that time you cannot deny a lot of times information that you already knew about people. But once it's been confirmed, you have to accept the fact that say, you know what, I know. And if I continue on, whatever happens after this is on me. Okay. And so if you're in that part of the journey, you might still be in shock. Some of you might even be a little bit depressed, because it can be depressing, right? When you get this information revealed to you, you're like, what is going on? Okay. But check this out. With this Four of Wands card, the energy that I get from the card is, even though 2025 was a year of ending cycles with fake stuff that doesn't matter, that's not aligned, this card reminds me that even though you had to be pruned and you have to shake off dead weight, there is still, when you remove the dead weight, it allows the strong fruit, the strong support system to come to the front. Because see, a lot of times, especially it's black sheep. Okay. Remember, this is black sheep oracle. This is not commercial mass conversation. All right. Remember, as a black sheep, we overgive so much. We come with positive energy, right? A lot of times we want to give people what we didn't have. And I say all that to say, this invites in a lot of toxic relationships. And black sheeps, you're very intuitive. You know, you have been betrayed so much and have went through so much in your journey. If you're listening to this message, you're at a point in life where you're cutting people off left to right. But one thing about it, you observe people more. Okay. You're observing people more. And with the closing of 2025 and all these masks coming off, a lot of times, like I said, guys, we invite in a lot of toxic relationships. And with the closing of 2025, a lot of that fake stuff, it fell off, but it needed to fall off so that you could really see what you're working with. Because see, a lot of people think they're working with a lot because it looks like they have a lot of support. But when the crap hits the fan, you don't have a whole lot of real people that's going to stay down. And this is the energy that I got from this card. It's not just about hanging out with a whole bunch of people just to say you hanging out. Because if you're not aligned with those people, you actually could become, really, you can be like in a room with a lot of people, but you still feel like you're by yourself. Why? Because they're not aligned to you. And that is when it's now time to align yourself to being around people that get you. They're showing you, hey, I'm in it for the long haul. And listen to me, as a black sheep, that is where your biggest supporters, these are the people that will fill your cup up. Not like these old energy vampires that we've been dealing with for so long. Okay. And some of you might find yourself on another part of the journeys, like where you're looking for your support system, right? You need support. You're identifying that you need support. So what I want you to understand is, you might even feel like I'm by myself right now, but trust and believe me, when you get rid of the dead weight, it's going to allow you to more freely see and put yourself in those places where you can get your true support system. Listen, the second card is the Seven of Coins. And the Seven of Coins talks about you must plant seeds and tend to them before you can reap your rewards. Something C.D. Sidney is a pro at. This card advises you to plan for the future. Instant gratification might be tempting, but setting yourself up for the long haul is so much more important. Listen, this right here is so on point. And the reason why, when I'm talking about execution, guys, for 26 as a black sheep, only thing you need to be doing is executing. And if it does not work, listen, you still found out you did it, but you found out that's just not the move. See, if you don't do anything, you'll never know. And let me tell you guys something. With everything that's going on in the world, as a black sheep, whether you are single or you have a family, you know nobody is coming to save us. And guess what, guys? Even if you felt that way, and even if you said I wasn't a black sheep, this wouldn't be going on. Listen to me. Let me tell you something. You are too important to want to base your life and actually wait on someone else to come save you. You know what I'm saying? You are way too important for that. Okay? Waiting on someone to come save you, that's like signing yourself up for the slaughter. Okay? This is why we have so many people now that acts as if somebody owe them something. You got a lot of people now that act as if America owe them something. Right, guys? We don't have time to sit around and get into political parties or get into this blame game bozo cycle. You are a black sheep. You and I both know that sometimes your own people could be your strongest place of pain. Okay? And so if your people is your strongest place of pain, what do you think the world is going to do? What do you think they're going to bring to the table for you? Right? So this is why our whole brand about black sheeps, it's all about executing and tapping into what you need to tap into so that you can go to the next level under any means necessary in any economy. But see, the coolest thing about coming up in this time that we're in now, even though it's so much craziness going on, listen, yo, this is still the best time to be alive because we have so much access to technology and all these other different things. Guys, we no longer have to be pressed about going off to some institution and I'm not down in education, guys, in college or anything like that, right? Everybody learns differently. But guess what? You are not boxed in to one way of learning. You're not boxed in to one pathway to success, which is what a lot of us were sold. Only way you can be successful is if you have a degree or if you go to school for this and that. And we're finding out that, yes, a lot of people are very competitive and successful when they go to college. But we're also finding out that a lot of people, they're not even in the career field that they went to school for. Right? So what I'm telling you is this is the best time to be alive, to start to sow seeds, to set yourself up for the future that you know you deserve. But it starts with one thing. It only happens if you execute. Regardless of how you're getting your training, regardless of what you want to have, you have to actually implement the plan. Once you know what you want, you have to be willing to test it out. There's no other way. Because some people get into a state of mind called analysis paralysis. Okay. And this is where they're just researching away. I mean, they're researching forever. I remember I used to talk to a particular female about just goals and stuff like that. And I promise you guys, every year she had an excuse about why the time was not right. Well, I'm waiting on my daughter to graduate. I'm waiting on my son to get to this grade. I'm waiting on this and I'm waiting on that. All of her kids now are adults and she still has not pursued anything. Okay. This is what I call paralysis analysis, but it's really about a person just being scared. Okay. Here's the thing about fear. We all feel it. Some people just fear not making any progress by not trying. Right? Some people understand fear is a feeling, but I'm going to do what I need to do anyway. It's just like if you ever spoke on a stage in front of people, right? You practice and do everything you need to do. But that moment right before it's your turn, you are so nervous and scared. You're like heart's beating fast, clammy in the palms of your hand. But guess what? When they call your name, boom, you're ready to go on out there and do what you need to do. That is a prime definition of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Black sheep, I'm here to tell you, you have to get moving. You have to get moving. If you think you see trouble now, and I'm talking about on a global scale, not just in the U.S. is having trouble because the U.S. just have a lot of options. And people have gotten entitled. A lot of folks don't want order. People think freedom is free. There's just a lot of distortion. But guess what, guys? We're not going to let the distortion distract us from what we really need to be doing. That's the power of clarity and focus. And guess what? The advantage of you being a black sheep, when people count you out, a lot of times they're not paying attention to you. That way you can go ahead and sneak up on your success, right? We're learning how to move in silence more because people feel entitled to stuff that other people have worked for. It's at an all-time high and it's crazy. It's madness. And listen, speaking of that, the third card that we have, this is why I said this deck is so powerful. I just feel like, I mean, man, you know, God can give you a message through anything. He did the rock, right? God can send you a message through anything. But I just feel like, man, these cards has been so on point. Because check this out, y'all. The third card is the Seven of Wands, which is, it represents, listen, check this out. Whether from space alien or a foe that's a little bit more down to earth, this card represents that you need to protect yourself. Someone is envious of you and trying to sabotage your success. Pay attention to your gut feelings. If someone gives you bad vibes, beware. Stand your ground, protect your position, and be willing to fight for what is rightfully yours. Man, listen to me. This right here is so on point, and I'm saying it's just on point in my life in general. So I know it's a message for someone else, right? I shuffle these cards, guys. I mean, I shuffle them multiple times, and I shuffle them in small decks because I want to make sure, right? These are the three cards that came out, and it's so weird because a lot of times when you're really getting close to what you want, envy starts to come out the closet. And let me tell you guys something too. Sometimes we all make mistakes, right? And you own up to your mistakes. As a black sheep, we own up to our mistakes, and we're not perfect people. But what I do notice is when we make mistakes as a black sheep, people will blow it out of proportion. People will make it a huge big deal, even if it's a simple argument, right? Have you noticed that, guys? How something could be a simple argument and people will make it like it's just so huge. You know why? Because they have been envious of you anyway. They didn't like you in the first place. See, and let me tell you something though. A lot of people, sometimes they feel like you're not who you say you are. And then when you start to show them, then they're upset and they're jealous. But here's another one. Sometimes people want you to feel like you have to prove yourself to them. And you really don't give a fuck. You don't even care. You know who you care about proving yourself to? To yourself and to your creator. Those are the main two people. You don't even care about proving yourself to anybody anymore. But guess what? People, when they sniff that type of energy on you, when they see that aura around you, they come for you. See, if you think about the media, they come for people's confidence first, right? In everything that we're doing, looking at what's going on right now, they're coming for your confidence. They want you to feel like you're out of control about a lot of the things that's going on. But see, what people don't ever tell you is, number one, you got to control the controllables. But number two, when people come for you guys as a black sheep, see, a lot of times black sheep, we want to avoid a lot of drama and trouble because we've had trouble our whole life. But let me tell you the difference about now with the black sheep. Whenever you catch this is coming out in February of 2026. But whenever you catch this, check this out. 2026 is about standing your ground and letting people know we don't care if you don't like us. We've been through this our whole life. But now, after everything we've been through, we're not running no more. We're not avoiding trouble. We're not avoiding conflict. We're running straight to it. We're coming to it head on. Why? Because as a black sheep, you always hold yourself accountable for the mistakes you've made. Even if you don't do it right away and on a public notice, on the inside and in your private quarters, black sheep, because we really want to do good. And in our private and personal quarters, maybe it's with certain people, maybe it's us by ourselves, we hold ourselves accountable for the mistakes we've made. But one thing about it, guys, everybody makes mistakes. And some people will try to exploit you for the mistakes that you've made. And they'll try to over exaggerate things and paint a certain narrative about you. Oh, she's just hard to work with. Oh, she's just trouble. She don't do this and he don't do that. Oh, I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't deal with him. I mean, he's just something else. Right? But here's the thing, guys. People are always going to paint a narrative. This is why it's time that we, number one, move in silence and let our actions show them. But number two, let them feel our strong presence and let them know we're not going nowhere. If it's not the time for me to align, to realign and move around, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to stand my ground. And black sheep, this is a war call for you as well. It is time that you stand your ground. If you're at a job and you're having trouble, guess what? The job may not be forever, but it's for right now. And guess what? We're not going to let anybody run us off. Now, if we're released from the position, hey, then you make your next move your best move. But right now, if you've found favor in where you're at and it's providing provision for your family, forget them folks and let them know you were built under pressure. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. You don't care about their stares. You don't care about their whispers. You know what you do, black sheep? You stand your ground and keep your head focused and forward on the mission at hand, right? You're not looking back because you're not going that way. And listen, you're not looking side by side. You are keeping your eyes on the prize, straight forward for what's in front of you, right? So that at some point, that future thing that you want, you will have it, and that will also become your new pass. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off with this, guys. I want you to understand, man, we are in such a powerful time right now for the black sheep because it is time for your rising. It's time for your transformation, but it will only come. It will only come. Number one, if you know what you want. You gotta know what you're going for, guys. You cannot sit around and wait on a handout or somebody else to direct your life. You might go to a job and have a boss and they might direct you to the goals of the company and the objectives, but it is up to you. And when you find out what you want, you sow those seeds. You plant it. You do everything you need to do to get that crop. You put yourself in a good environment. Okay. But here's the other thing. While you're doing those things, you're moving in silence. You're not telling anybody anything. But guess what? The time when you need to have your cup filled up, recognize who your support system is. Don't worry about the people who couldn't come on the trip. They were not aligned. Some people think they're bigger than the program. So you know they can't come with you because black sheep, you got a big mission on you. You have a huge anointing, right? And it's going to be so impactful because black sheep, you could literally write a 5-page report that could help somebody else and help them through something that you survived and now you're thriving. Guess what? That one report could get translated into 3 different languages and it could provide for you and your family. Okay. But what I want you to understand is it starts with you having that clarity. But the second part is anytime you're trying to change the trajectory of your life in a generation, you're going to have some trouble. So you need to be able to identify who is your real support system. And unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, black sheep, it may not be the people who you thought it would be. It might be folks that you just met 2 years ago. It might be some people that you just met 6 months ago, right? So you have to make sure you open your eyes to what is really going on and what you need. We can no longer have betrayal blindness where we're giving people the benefit of the doubt because we've been knowing them for a long time. But last but not least, guys, when you identify your support system, when you identify what you want, and now you have these seeds planted and you're doing everything you can to make sure you have a good harvest season, which is coming up as well. Guess what, guys? You got to protect it. You got to protect it. Protect the people that mess with you for real. Protect your friends and family, whoever these folks are. I don't care how long you've known them. Protect these people that go out their way to make sure you are okay. Protect them, right? Make sure they're good. Fill their cup up. Okay. And your seed, your masterpiece, your goals, protect them. Don't tell nobody. I wouldn't even tell my support system until, I'm halfway through there, right? You can share some things, but don't share everything with everybody. Keep some of your ambitions to yourself. Because I'm telling you guys, sometimes you just don't know. People are so fickle. They change at any moment. They'll be with you today and upset with you tomorrow, and you won't even know why. Right? So always keep that in the back of your mind. It's just human nature. It's nothing personal. Right? So protect your peace. Protect your peace. This is why we're moving in silence now. You want to protect your peace. You want to protect your purpose as well. Right? Because you know everybody's not going to be down with you. But when you understand about protection, whether it's your people that's down for you, your mission, your purpose, well, listen to me very carefully. When you protect what you have worked for and you let people know you're going to stand your ground and you're not going to be treated any old kind of way. And this is not about being sensitive and being highly triggered about everything. This is simply about, I'm not going to fall back and be submissive when I work very hard to get to where I'm at. And I'm not going to let any obstacles and people that don't like me or stinky attitudes, I'm not running off. I'm going to be here and I'm going to face it head on. So they can either change or they will know that even though they didn't change, I didn't change my mind about what I wanted. Okay. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. Until next time, I'm your girl, Athena Renee, and I'm signing off as the Black Sheep Oracle. Until next time, peace.